Guadalupe River rose more than 20 feet in less than 2 hours.
They never saw it coming. It started like any other summer night in Texas. Heavy clouds rolling in, the smell of rain thick in the air, distant rumbles of thunder. But no one could have imagined what was about to happen. Tonight we tell the story of a flood that changed everything. A flood that swallowed entire neighborhoods, claimed hundreds of lives, left children missing, and families broken. A flood no one warned them about. Or did they? Stay with me until the end, because what we uncovered about what really happened that night will chill you to your core. And if you care about stories that need to be heard, subscribe to this channel right now, because this is only the beginning. It began in a small town outside of Houston, around 7:30 p.m. Residents noticed their phones buzzing, a severe weather alert. But it seemed routine. Texans are no strangers to storms. A few inches of rain, maybe a flash flood warning, nothing they couldn't handle. But this was different. What no one knew, what no one was told, was that upstream, 2 reservoirs had already begun to overflow. Emergency sirens stayed silent. Officials, for reasons still unclear, delayed activating evacuation protocols. By 8 p.m., the rain was pounding down like sheets of metal. Streets turned into rivers. Cars began floating. People waded through waist-deep water to escape their homes. And still, no official word. Why? A young mother named Angela was putting her 2 kids to bed when the first floor of her home flooded. Within 15 minutes, the water was at the stairs. She grabbed her kids and ran for the attic. From there, she called 911. The operator told her help was coming. Help never arrived. If you're already feeling what they felt, fear, confusion, betrayal, drop a comment right now. Tell me what you would have done in her place. By 10 p.m., entire towns were underwater. Power lines sparked and fell into the water, setting it aflame in places. Boats began patrolling the streets, pulling people off rooftops. Helicopters arrived, hours too late. And then, the reports of missing children began. In the chaos, dozens of kids who'd been left alone or swept away from their parents simply vanished. Neighbors reported seeing children clinging to trees, only to lose sight of them moments later. By midnight, hundreds were dead, and that's when the real mystery began. Why hadn't anyone warned them in time? We dug into emergency management logs. We interviewed survivors. We even spoke to an anonymous city employee who revealed that they knew hours in advance that the reservoirs were failing, but no alert was sent. Why? Some say they didn't want to cause a panic. Others claim there was a communications failure, but a few whisper that there was more, that the decision not to warn was deliberate. Who would benefit from letting a town drown? There are no easy answers, but we found evidence that weeks before the flood, developers had petitioned to clear out low-income housing in flood-prone zones to build luxury condos. Is it a coincidence that those same areas were hardest hit and left without warning? I want you to really think about that. If you're watching this now, hit subscribe, because we're going to follow this story to the very end and expose the truth. By sunrise, the floodwaters began to recede, but the damage was done. The town was unrecognizable. Cars packed like toys, bodies covered with sheets, families crying out for their missing children. Angela and her 2 kids survived, but barely. She still hasn't found her husband, who left to rescue an elderly neighbor and never came back. There are still more than 40 children unaccounted for. We spoke to one father who hasn't slept since that night. Every day he walks the riverbank calling his daughter's name. They told us it was just rain, but my little girl is gone, and no one will tell me why. Even now, weeks later, the official death toll remains unclear. The city won't release the names of those who died. Aid workers tell us the morgues are full, but no one can confirm how many. So, why the secrecy? Tonight, as you listen to this story, remember, this isn't just about one town. It's about what happens when warnings are ignored, when human lives are weighed against profits, and maybe, just maybe, when the wrong people are in charge of the sirens. What would you do if you found out your town was next? Tell me in the comments. And if you believe more people need to hear this story, share this video and subscribe, because someone has to keep asking the questions they won't answer. We'll keep digging, we'll keep telling their stories, and we'll keep remembering the hundreds who never got the chance to escape. The flood may have taken their voices, but we can still make them heard. Thank you for staying until the end. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss what we uncover next, because this isn't over, not even close.